going on, good people? This is your boy Alberto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Folks, it's week 14. Atlanta Falcons are on a much needed bye. What the hell are we going to do on Sunday, man? What are we going to watch? I'm not down for rooting for any other team other than my own. So I might take a break from watching football this weekend and find out something else to do. Catch a different vibe this weekend. It's not probably going to be football. But yes, week 14. We got a bye this week. Good chance for the coaching staff and the players to decompress. It's been a hard 13 games to date. Uh, you know, the coaching staff can now, assess and evaluate where they want to go from here on out. These next 4 games are going to be, in my opinion, pretty crucial, critical to how we attack the off season and free agency, draft, and etc. What we don't know also is who's going to be the quarterback going forward. Are they going to elect to keep Marcus Mariota, or are they going to ride the rest of the wave with Desmond Ritter? I would like to see Desmond Ritter, just to see what the young man can do and what we can build on for next year. Who knows? He might come in and be that necessary spark and have us ride this momentum into the offseason, and that will dictate to us how we attack free agency, how we attack the draft. But tonight's topic is going to be the biggest surprise thus far for me on this Atlanta Falcons roster, and it may shock you. This player we have been critical of, meaning we, myself, and if you've tuned in into the sports machine and Antoine Smith, we've name dropped him several times. Um, but yeah, so Caleb McGarry, out of all people, man, he's had a very, very solid season. Um, he came into this year with his fifth year declined. We don't know if that's the motivation behind his, above average play, and I'll get into details in a second. Above average play, but he has really refined himself as a offensive tackle. Um, could it be that he is finally settling in this Arthur Smith offense? Arthur Smith offense really doesn't call for pass protection as much because it's not for a traditional drop back passer. Um, so to that, he's only allowed 4 sacks, and if you look up and down the schedule of what we played, he's gone up against some pretty decent defensive ends. Cam Jordan, Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson. Uh, I might have missed a couple, but it's a pretty extensive list. But he's held his own, and he's actually graded out better than left tackle Jake Matthews. Currently, Caleb McGarry is at an 84 or 85 grade for per PFF. So I mean, he's had great performances this season, man, and a lot of expectations, of course, were put on him being a high first round pick, coming out of Washington, and he really hasn't lived up to those types of expectations. His rookie year, he really struggled. Fast forward to now, where he's finally looking like he's settling down, man. In the offseason, he came in phenomenal shape. You can really tell that he did a 180, and a lot of credit can also be shown to or given to Dwayne Ledford, the offensive line coach. He's a highly touted guy coming out of Louisville in the offensive line ranks. So who knows, man? They probably put in a lot of work in the offseason to shape him to have the season that he's having now. I believe he only has like 4 or 5 penalties on him this year, which is so far less than what he's accustomed to doing. I mean, last year I believe he had like close to 12 penalties called on him, if I'm not mistaken. But needless to say, that needs to be recognized as one of the top performers this year on this offensive line. So yeah, Caleb McGarry. That's my pick as the surprise player for this Atlanta Falcons thus far. Yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning, he is a free agent at the end of the season. Fifth year option was declined to start the season. So there's some names out there that I know the Falcons might be intrigued by. Um, they may elect to re-sign Caleb McGarry, and if they do, it would be probably cost effective to go ahead and re-sign him. He's already showing his growth in this Arthur Smith offense, and he can only he can only stand to get better. He's still young, 27 years of age. Um, so, with the names that potentially may be out there for free agency, you got Jack Conklin, which is, my personal favorite. A player that, when healthy, and that's the key part, when healthy, is a perennial all pro, pro bowler. So he's a name to watch out for. You have the high ticket guy like Orlando Brown out of Kansas City. Although you know, he he likes to play on the left side. He made that known when he played in Baltimore. He can come into this situation where we can put him at left tackle and flop Jake Matthews to right, his natural position where he played at Texas A&M. Uh, you know, there, that could be a possibility. That could be a possibility. But do the Falcons want to go on and spend X amount of millions? Orlando Brown might run you 19, 20 million. Who knows? A Caleb McGarry re-signing him might give you maybe a 12 to 15 annual salary maybe. And I say that because he hasn't garnered any the reputation as a great right tackle thus far. Although he's shaping out to be a pretty competent, pretty decent one right now. They judge you by what have you done in the past. What has he done in the past? So yeah, this year, I mean, although there's been some influx in the offensive line, of course, Caleb McGarry stands out, and also to that, the play of our Quentin Nelson type interior offensive lineman Chris Lindstrom. Yes, that's right, folks. Chris Lindstrom, man, the man's a dog. He's a beast, man. And I know McGarry's benefiting from playing with a hog like him by his side. So I know that he cleans up a lot of the things that may happen. So McGarry got some good help there. Um, yeah, so shouts out to Caleb McGarry and for his play as of late. And not just as of late, but just in this season overall, man. Really happy to see him. Just kind of 180 his career, and you get that trajectory going in the right direction. Like I mentioned, he's still a young kid, 27 years of age. Um, so that would be my pick for surprise player of the Atlanta Falcons thus far this year. Folks, like always, man, I appreciate your time. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button. Please share it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. I would truly, truly appreciate it. But yeah, just drop those comments. Let me know what you guys think. Who's your pick for surprise Atlanta Falcon player thus far this year? This your boy 95 North. I will holler at you guys later, man. Peace.